One other question that I'll address is, you know, holding international assets and holding value assets, and does it make sense to make changes to portfolios at this time? We talked earlier about value assets and international assets not performing as well in this downturn. Certainly, they have fallen further than, say, broad markets of the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. And the question is, should we look at making changes? I believe that when the market turns, and I think we're probably closer to a bottom than we're farther away. Again, we can't ever time that bottom, but when we get a recovery, it's likely that some of these value names will lead the way out in the smaller companies and potentially the international companies, which are trading at much lower valuations and have a lot more bad news already priced into them. It's likely that they will lead the way out. However, when we look at the spectrum of how much markets have been damaged in these last several weeks, it appears to us that everything is on sale right now. And while I think that we'll likely have better performance with some of these value and international assets in the portfolio, and I don't think we ever want to completely eliminate those assets from a diversified portfolio, does it make sense to go sell some of those assets and make a change and go buy other assets? It probably makes more sense now to do that than it did when U.S. stocks were trading at 30% higher a couple weeks ago. And so, if there is interest in increasing our exposure to U.S. assets and larger company assets, this wouldn't be a bad time to make some of those changes, because those too are on sale. I think when we look across the equity landscape, we're finding value that we didn't see three months ago, and companies that are likely going to do fine over the next several years were pulled down with everything else. So I don't think that that holding international assets or value assets are bad. We should be holding those. However, for those clients who want to have a more U.S.-centric portfolio, now that we're finding companies that for years had very few valid entry points because they were trading so expensively, we now find some potential entry points for them if that's what our clients and advisors in discussions with each other and determining what their long-term plans are and what they're comfortable with, that could certainly be warranted.